Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. I appreciate you clicking. So I'm going to begin the first autumn DIY in this video, creating a pumpkin pie. I've done something a bit similar in one of my other videos where I use material. This one's going to be a little bit different. So this is in a really bad shape because I have used it a few times. I couldn't go out and buy any more. Then I'm taking some toy stuffing. You can just recycle an old cushion and get the stuffing out. This is just the poly kind of stuffing. And we're going to stick it inside our tin to begin with. So add in lots of glue. You're going to need some material. In my other video I had a few of you asking me what kind of material I used. So it was just linen. This is how it looks initially. And then this is how it looks once I've dyed it. So what I like to do is just to give it some colour, make it look more like pastry. I add it into a cup of tea. You can use coffee as well. And you just dunk it in. So let me just see how much I'm going to need for this pie. We're going to grab our scissors. It doesn't need to be cut to size at the moment, just something a bit rough. And then just like this, you place it inside. And open it up as well, because it needs to make sure it's reached. As you can see there, all of the material needs to be soaked. So I'm going to open it up, just have a look at everything. Every piece of the material is dyed, which it seems so, and then you can just dry this. You can use a hairdryer or a hot air gun if you'd like to speed up the process, or you can just leave it on a radiator or outside your window. If you like to, you can actually paint this, but I don't think that it would show too much, so I'm keeping mine as it is, but you can go with a brown shade, for example. Now my material is dry. I'm going to go ahead and measure this to size. We're going to cut it down and start creating our pie. Now the best way to do this is to take your hot glue and only stick one part down at a time, because the hot glue can just set. And then we'll cut this to size once we're done sticking it all down. I really like this method. I think I'm going to be using this one for the fake bakes from now on. It's a lot more fun, it's a lot tidier as well, compared to using spackle and all sorts of things like that. Isn't this amazing? You can already see now it looks like a pie. So I'm taking my scissors, just cutting around. It's a lot quicker than making a pie in real life, isn't it? And I love the vintage look of these fake bakes as well. I think that's why I really like them. Okay, so there's our main structure. That already looks like a pie, so you can just leave off here, but I am going to add the crust to it. So I'm going to take little pieces off and we're going to just group it together like this to stick it down. So just cut off some strips, and it could be scrap, it doesn't matter at all. Yeah, quite like the size of that. So again, just take your glue, don't add too much. And we're going to group it together a little bit, like this. So I've still got a little to go, but just wanted to show you can also cut it down to size. How amazing does this look? Honestly, you can mistaken this for a real bake, which is great. Now I'm going to be finishing off the pie. To do that, I'm taking these little miniature pumpkins. They're not really miniature pumpkins, they are dried fruit, but they look like miniature pumpkins, so I always use them in my fall DIYs. And what I like to do is add a little stick to it, so it looks like the stalk of a pumpkin. This one is a little too long, so let's just cut that. Grab my hot glue and stick that in the middle. So I'm having 3, I've just made sure that I'm happy with that before I stick them down. Then I'm going to be adding some fake icing or sugar, and I like to use some rock salt to do that. We're also going to be adding in some cinnamon, and it really makes it smell great once you've finished. So to add your icing, you can also use glitter, but I like to use my hot glue. I have tried Mod Podge, it doesn't work as well, so I'm just taking a little hot glue. Should have opened it up first. Just going to dab that onto my glue. So I did go in with some glitter as well as the rock salt and cinnamon. This glitter that I use is really nice. It's so chunky. I love the iridescent colour as well. This company is called Let's Resin, so they do have resin products, but they have other things as well that you can use for just general crafts. So definitely check them out. I will leave the link in the description box. You can get a total of 12 different coloured glitters in this box. So here's a completed pie. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think it's adorable. I also really love using the rock salts because when you're adding it with your hot glue, it kind of melts and it really does look like sugar. It smells great too because of the cinnamon, and what's even better is you don't put any calories on with this. Just before we head into the second project, I wanted to let you all know that this video is part of a fall collaboration, so there's some more ideas for you to enjoy in a playlist. We've got some guests as well, so definitely check it out once you're done watching my video and show everyone some love and support. So I'm starting the second project with this candle holder, and I liked it because it kind of looks like a pumpkin. I've actually turned them into pumpkins in the past. This time I'm going to have it this way up, and I'm just going to be decorating it to create a really lovely piece. And I'm using these dried flowers. Some I dry and press myself, otherwise I do get them like this. I get them from Amazon or eBay. You can just search up dried flowers and you'll usually find them in tubs like this. They are cheap because they come from China. So I'm taking a few different autumn looking pieces, I suppose, like this leaf here. And you can of course just go and collect leaves from your garden or your park. I think that a piece like this also you can have out all year round. It doesn't just have to be for autumn. And I think they make wonderful gifts as well as something you can sell. So I'm just adding my hot glue to the plants themselves and then sticking them on. We're going to create a beautiful arrangement, hopefully. This here is just a piece of fern that I've pressed. I really love using nature if you are new to my channel, and if you're not then you know this already. You can add some spray adhesive if you'd like to just make sure they're nice and secure. You can also go and decorate the whole thing, but I've just left it like this. I do like it this way. And then inside you also have the option of just using a candle or an LED candle, but you can also add some tissue paper or spray it with the frosted glass spray, and that's just going to really make it look like a lantern and it just looks gorgeous. I think for this one I do like the clear glass, so I'm just going to have my candle sit inside and that will be it. I think this is just so simple and pretty, and like I mentioned, you can kind of turn it into a lantern using tissue paper or spraying the inside. This looks beautiful as is, but when you turn the room light off, it's even more magical. Let me know what you think of this project, and don't forget we've still got one DIY before you can vote your favourite. For the third DIY, I'm going to be making an autumn cloche, and off camera, this did take a while. I had this thrift find. It was like this initially. Well, not like that. It was more like, you can't really see it now. I should have shown you the before, but it was really pretty bad. And I've just given it a makeover. I've taken it off here, and I'm not going to need that. And I've trimmed its size to make sure that it can fit inside my cloche, and I've added colour to it. So I've added all of these autumn colours, as you can see, oranges, reds, browns, bronze, and I really did transform it. It didn't look very good to begin with, I have to tell you that. So I'm going to add this inside my cloche. I'm going to maybe just actually with those wires, I might kind of just screw it or add some hot glue, we'll see. But again, just making sure that that fits inside my cloche. I forgot to mention how I coloured the leaves. I just took some Sharpie pens, so I had some different shades, all again like in the autumn colours, and it worked very well. I think it probably would have worked better than paint because of the surface. I see things selling like this in multiple places in stores, so I really wanted to make one, and I'm just so glad that I finally got to do that. I'm taking these pumpkins, which I have again given them a bit of a makeover. They were orange and glittery, you can kind of see it there, but I didn't like that, so I painted them, and I added a little stick, which is like the stalk, and I'm going to stack these on top of each other like this. Then I'm going to take one of these gnome stickers, and I'm just going to cut around him a little because I don't like the white that you can see. And then just at the bottom, adding my hot glue to stick him onto the platform. Another product that I'm using from Let's Resin are these butterfly and moth collection. I am in love with these. They are so beautiful. They've got a variety of sizes. I'm going to go with the smaller ones here, and the quality on these are incredible. I have to say, I am so surprised. They are shimmery, so I'm going to add one. Again, these are going to be in the description box if you'd like to check the company out. I'm going to add one onto the tree, and what I like to do with these butterflies is just bend the wings ever so slightly, and let's stick that there. I've gone with an autumn colour to match everything. I'm going to take just a drop of hot glue to stick that on. Next I'm taking these sunflower leaves, so I just kind of kept them when my sunflower died. I thought they'd come in handy, and here we are. So I'm going to take my hot glue and I'm going to stick them around. You can use moss if you want to cover the cork with that. At the back, because we're not really going to see it, I don't mind that they are quite large. At the front I will cut them up a little bit. And now this is optional, but I thought it would look really magical if we add some fairy lights in. So I'm using these bottle ones because they seem to be the smallest really that I can find. Another cute and whimsical creation, and I'm so happy with this. Now you can tell me what one is your favourite. I'm having a hard time choosing. Let me know if you're going to be recreating any, and make sure you subscribe, leave me a thumbs up, it really helps me out, and don't forget to check out the playlist with the rest of my friends. Here's a gnome with the light on so you can see it a little bit clearer. I love the butterfly, I just love the pumpkins. I love everything about this one. Thank you so much for watching. Take care for now. Bye.